How y'all doing? For this video, I'm showing off some of my werewolf miniatures I just got finished painting not too long ago. All these are from Reaper Miniatures, and they'll go well with the other werewolves I've collected over the years. So let's go at it here. I'll start with the smallest one here. This one is labeled Jean-Paul Duchamp. You know, I'm guessing to try and go French, so it's a nice simple werewolf there. I think there's another version of this where he's sitting on top of a tree log on a miniature, but then there's this one where you just get it by itself. I decided to paint this one straight red. That's just based on some of the Werewolf illustrations from the Rage collectible card game years ago. But I don't think real wolves ever come to this shade of red. And I paint a little lighter underside. Very nice and straightforward. So there you go. Very simple werewolf. Now the next one here, this one's just labeled female werewolf. And yeah, they call it that because there's a male werewolf, which I've shown in a previous video long ago. And of course, there's obvious features on why it's a female. But it works well. I was almost thinking about painting this like from Werewolf the Apocalypse, Mari Cabra, where it's sort of a blackish head with a white trim. If you look up Mari Cabra, Werewolf the Apocalypse, you know what I'm talking about. You know, put it on a grassy base. And again, very nicely done. When this one comes from some assembling there, you definitely have to put the tail on, but that's no big deal. But it's a very small fit, so you know, make sure the glue is working right. But let's stop digressing. This one is one of their plastic range, and it's just labeled Werewolf. Now, I got slides of these at the end there, which you'll probably see, like you'll see the bold lines. You probably see like the one in the middle of the head. I've had a couple people talk to me about the mold lines that they see on my miniatures. I don't put too much effort trying to get rid of it unless it's painfully obvious. And I figured, you know, even though you see it in the photograph, in most cases, unless you're looking really close, my grandmother used to say when it comes to woodworking, if you look at newly made furniture made of wood and everyone's looking at the tiniest scratch you normally don't see, she says anybody's looking at that damn close is looking too damn close. Kind of missing the point. I know a lot of you want to make your miniature look perfect, but with werewolves, they got so much hair on it, it's usually a distraction in most cases. So this is just a simple werewolf miniature, just called Werewolf for the plastic line. Just to let you know, if you want to look for Reaper Miniatures for werewolves, you go to the search engine, you look up werewolf, or don't forget lupine, because there'll be some of these, on the lupine section you won't find in the werewolf section. So yeah, this is a nice little werewolf it goes to with the collection. So there's that. This one is one of their newer ones. Came out in 2019. That is the Alpha Werewolf. And I have to admit, now when I finished painting this, actually while I was painting it, I decided to paint it dark, and it has a facial feature very similar to American Werewolf and London's Werewolf. Kind of gives the same impression, except this one's more bipedal. And, just, a darkish fur, gray highlights. Slideshow, of course, upraise, hand. I have to admit, when I first saw this miniature, it didn't give a good wolfish impression when you just look at it bare metal or primer coats. But when you paint it up with the right paint there with the right facial features of the fur, it does give a more wolfish quality. So, was pretty satisfied with this. Now, this is the biggest one of all. This one they had for a while there. I was meaning to get it, but I've held off until I decided to straight order it. This is Taki Frostfang Shaman. Very nicely done. This is a perfect one for Werewolf the Apocalypse. If you have a Wendigo character, because it has a lot of Native American motifs on it, see some of the features like that. It works beautifully. So you want something that's like a Wendigo or Yucatina for Werewolf the Apocalypse, which is a tribal type werewolf. There you go. This is a great one. Very large. I mean, compared to Jean-Paul Duchamp, he's huge. And I'm tempted. I'm satisfied the way this turned out. I think because I had some of the bare skin underneath, and then some fur patches. I was thinking the next time I may want to get a second one of these and paint it more uniform, sort of a charcoal black, and then lighten the whole thing up with gray instead of just I use a sort of pinkish flesh color. A combination of gray and lighter tone flesh on parts that's not fur. I think next time I'm thinking about do the same thing except more uniform. Same coat of hair and the skin all around, but use the same highlights, but they'll catch on the fur differently, and the skin will just be as you would texture skin. Just a thought, you know. Some of you may have already done that, but very nicely done. Slideshow accompanying with this to show them off there. Thank you all for watching. You have a nice day.